Nice to meet you. This is Shreya here, your mentor for today. And first of all, I'm really glad you're here. And why don't we start with a short introduction and how are you feeling and what you like, your hobbies?
Sure. So my name is Kritika. I'm really glad to be here. It's my first time here. I'm currently in my undergraduation. I'm pursuing my bachelor's in business management.
Right.
So my background is commerce. That is, I did commerce in my 11th and 12th.
Right.
Some of my hobbies include I really like reading a lot of books, and yeah, I like exploring fiction, non-fiction. I also watch a lot of movies, a lot of genres that includes. And coming to sports, I'm really fond of badminton actually. I really
Oh.
love playing badminton. Yeah, it keeps me relaxed.
So, which movies do you watch? Even I love watching movies.
It's usually in, I think I'm really fond of Bollywood movies, that is the 90s movies.
Right.
And recently I even like a lot of English romantic movies. Yeah.
Right. And you mentioned about business studies, right? So, that's your favorite subject?
You can say so. So actually, in my 11th and 12th, yes, it was, and that's why I chose business management. I think I really like how it explores different companies. I really want to become an entrepreneur in the future, where I want to have my own startup.
Right.
I have a lot of ideas that I think is going to do good. And secondly, I'm really fond of how companies work, how there is financial management, talking to people, pitching in ideas. I like networking as well. So I thought this could be a good career opportunity for me.
Right.
So yeah, I'm really excited for my future years in my undergraduation where I can explore more of the subject.
That's great. You know, even I had business studies a few years back when I had taken my subjects, and it's an interesting subject.
Yeah.
And you told you like badminton.
Yeah.
So, what do you like about badminton? And you played with your friends, or is it a hobby, or you took it to some national level or something?
I used to play it in my school. I was part of the school badminton team
Right.
where we actually went for a lot of competitions and we had a lot of fun. I think after my school, I really got busy with college, and now I just play whenever I'm free. It just keeps me relaxed. I just enjoy playing it with my friends. So anytime I'm free after college, we just tag along and go and play.
Right. That's lovely. I love badminton actually, and I'm glad you do so.
Oh wow, okay.
Right. So, since it's your first time here, we'll take things at your pace. So, what is something that you would like to explore today? Anything specific? And we can build up on that and work on it, right?
Sure. So actually, I was a very nervous person as a child. I just thought it was in the beginning where I used to have a lot of stage fright. And as days went, back in my 11th grade, 10th grade, you know, the oral presentations in Viva that we have.
Right, yes.
I usually get very nervous during those Vivas, and I actually put in my best. I do all the hard work. I prepare well for the exams, and even my mock exams go really well. But on the day of the Viva or the presentation, it's just that I just get too pressured, and there are a lot of questions in my mind, and sometimes I really blank out in the process of the presentation. And it has happened. I've somehow tried to cope it up and make it all right at that moment. But it just keeps me worrying, and I don't want it to continue in my future because I know I'm going to sit for a lot of interviews in the future,
Right.
especially now when I'm clear of my career. I know I'm going to face a lot of interviews, and I don't want this to continue in the future years. And this is something that is keeping me worried from a long time because every time it keeps happening where I prepare, I give my best, but the result is not what I expect. So I really wanted to know what to do about it and how to overcome it.
Right. First of all, thank you for sharing that. And you coming here is a huge step in this as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned about your childhood and your past experiences. Would you like to elaborate on that if you're comfortable?
Sure. I think in my 11th grade, like I mentioned, for the oral presentations, I used to prepare, and I was always not a last minute worker. I used to prepare 2 weeks prior because I'm scared of last minute work and I panic a lot.
Right.
So I prepare 2 weeks before my exams where I take in notes, I refer to all the reference materials and give my best, prepare to my best level. Even the mock goes really well. But
Right.
on the day of the Viva is when maybe before entering the Viva, I have a lot of questions saying, okay, what if I go wrong? And there's a continuous thought that, okay, I have to give my best. And during the Viva, it's usually that I just notice a small mistake in myself or maybe a body language of the interviewee, and I just panic thinking I messed up. And I start overthinking and I totally blank out of what the question is. And one small mistake, I just start overthinking. And even after the interview, I keep thinking, did I do my best? Is it my best? And I just assume that I'm a failure and I just back out. Sometimes I just try to give up because it's not the result I expected.
Right. Uh, First of all, I want to ask you something that was it a subject that you really liked, or was it a subject that you found challenging? Because since all of us have comfort subjects, we tend to do better at that. So let's begin with that. That any subject that bothers you, or any subject that you like. You mentioned you like business studies.
Yeah.
So was the oral presentation about business studies, or was it about a subject that you didn't like?
So in my college, I think I'm very worried about business studies, even though I like it a lot.
Right.
I am doing well, but I'm just worried that I shouldn't mess up in the future interviews.
Right.
But like you mentioned, my comfort subject was business studies, but the one subject I was very scared of was economics. I think I really didn't connect with the subject. And secondly, every time I learned it, I was always in the mindset that I am going to mess up. So, and there was really not a mood for economics, and I usually had a problem with economics.
Right. So, what exactly did you have a problem with economics? Was it the concepts, or was it that everyone else is doing better, or is that the subject in itself?
So, yeah, competition was always there, and that was something that was back in my mind where, okay, everybody are doing good, I should be good too. But economics as a subject was a little difficult for me to understand, especially the concepts. I did try my best, but I think compared to all subjects, economics, I was giving a little less compared to the others.
Right. All right. When we talk about this, this also goes in overthinking as well. Do you tend to go to the worst possible scenarios?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when I sit for an interview or a presentation.
Right.
Before going in, it's always that pressure that I have to do well, I have to give my best. And maybe during the interview, I notice a small change in my surrounding, and
Right.
I just assume that, okay, I've messed up. And even
Right.
when I forget something, it's like, okay, I've made a wrong mistake, I've answered something wrong. And after the interview, I just keep overthinking if, is this my best?
Right. Tell me this, that do you usually think about the worst case scenario in your overthinking?
Actually, yeah, very quite often. So, before my presentation, like I mentioned before, there is always this constant thought of, okay, I have to give my best. And I kind of put a lot of pressure onto myself that I have to give my best. And during the interview, it goes on pretty well. I know what I'm supposed to tell. But when I notice a slight difference in the surrounding, maybe the body language of the interviewee, or if I mess up or stammer for one question, I start to panic saying, okay, I've messed up. And then the whole interview just drops down. Like one small mistake, my confidence just goes really low. And
Right.
after the interview, I just keep thinking of the mistake I did, and it just doesn't stop.
Right. So this is known as catastrophic thinking, right?
Okay.
So in this, we think about the worst possible scenario without any evidence, actually. So the problem might be small, but we think of it in a way that it's not, it's inevitable, it's impossible to help as well.
Right.
So let's try working on that.
Okay.
Because what you are going through is that you are going through distress. Usually, to do better in an interview, we all have positive stress, which is called as the eustress, which helps us to do better. So some kind of stress should be there in order for us to do better. So tell me one more thing. Do you usually go for any strategies before preparing for the interview, or any strategy that you have been trying or have tried?
For studying, yes, I do give my best. I prepare with my notes, and I also take in extra points. Sometimes I do watch videos, and maybe I come up with a few common questions that the interviewee can ask me, so I prepare myself. And yeah, I think that is the strategy I use. And I also like try making flash notes and just small sticky notes where I kind of remember the keywords so I don't mess that up.
Right. So you're already putting in the effort. This shows a lot that you care for the exam. You care for that you want to do well. right? So we can begin by that you are acknowledging that fact, and you should be proud of yourself that you are doing in the effort. Like you mentioned, you start 2 weeks prior, you create questions. So how about that we start thinking in a way that you like the subject, you like the interview, and you like the subject, so we can think of it in that aspect, right? So should we acknowledge that?
Yeah, actually, I've never thought it that way. I think if I try to look at it in a more positive way where I like the subject, I think I might do a little better.
Right. And you also mentioned you like badminton. So tell me one more thing, that when you are playing badminton, do you feel different? Do you feel how you are in an interview? How different it is when you are on the court and when you're in the interview?
Okay, I've never thought about that. But coming to playing badminton, I think I really don't think that much when I play badminton. It's just me and the game. I just enjoy the moment with my friends. I do have a lot of fun playing with them. I don't think any of these thoughts bother me, nor do I overthink while playing. In fact, I'm in a zone where I just focus on the game and just try to enjoy. I'm just very relaxed while I play badminton.
Right. So when you already like something, or when you connect with that, we tend to feel that flow, right? So we are in that flow process, that we are putting in all our time and energy in that. And you don't see badminton as a chore, or you don't see badminton as something that you have to do, or you're fatigued after that.
Yeah.
Right. So how about we think interview process in a way that it's not something a burdensome task, or it's not a chore that you have to do. So in that we can do visualization.
Okay.
So I'll tell you how visualization works.
Sure.
So in visualization, you basically imagine that you're going in the interview process, you're liking the subject you're giving, you're liking to answer questions, and you're not thinking about that you're going to fail. You're just going in that flow at the moment, one step at a time, and you think about that process.
Okay.
So would it be okay if we do that right now?
Sure, definitely. I'll give
All
it a
right.
try.
Sure. So close your eyes.
Okay.
You can sit comfortably, right? Just tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So it's your first day as a viva, and you have economics viva.
Okay.
All right. And you are just getting out of your house or your hostel, right?
Yeah.
And you're putting on your formal shoes, you're putting on your formal blazer, your attire, and you're well dressed.
Yes.
And you are going straight to college.
Okay.
You are in college. You are seeing everyone,
Okay.
and they are in the mode of panic,
Oh, okay.
and they are studying, and they call next person you.
Okay. So I'll be going now, right?
Right.
Okay.
You sit down, you smile at the interviewer,
Yeah.
and they ask you a question that you know.
Okay.
So you stand on strong. You're answering that question.
Yes.
You're not thinking about if you don't know that question.
Okay.
And that's how the interview process is going on.
Yeah.
You might fumble a little, but you tend to manage and answer that question.
Yes.
And the interviewer smiles,
Okay.
and your interview is over.
Done.
Okay, you can open your eyes. So how did that feel?
Actually, much better. I think, if I'm not wrong, is it looking towards the whole situation positively?
Right. So we are not thinking in an aspect that you're gonna fail, or you're not gonna think in an aspect that, oh my god, I can't do this. Right? The interview will go bad. We will think in an aspect that everything will go positively. Even if it doesn't, it's okay. It's all right. I mentioned that one point that you tend to fumble, like you fumble in that interview, but still you do it.
Yeah.
You still manage to, right?
Correct.
If the interview goes really well, then what's the point of us learning as well, right? We should tend to have some barriers in between in order for us to ignore those barriers and move ahead.
Correct.
So that's why it always brings in curiosity, and it brings in that we will be able to do better.
Okay. Understood.
Right. And you mentioned that you feel really good while playing badminton as well.
Okay.
So now, eventually, I don't want you to play badminton just before giving your interview, right? But I want you to think of visualization, that if you you don't go in badminton ground saying that, oh my god, I'm gonna fail today, or I'm not gonna hit shots.
Right.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
So when we think of it in that aspect, because you like that, let's think interviewers in that aspect as well.
Okay.
All right. And I want you to also tell me that what are the subjects that you hate the most, except economics, that you're also worrying about. Is it only economics, or is it only the fact that just because you're not good at it, or just because the teacher has not taught well, is the interview process going like that? Or is there any other thing that is bothering you, like how the interviewers are, or the pressure around you? Do you tend to compare yourself with others?
Yeah, that exactly. I think when I'm in a group of people, I do wonder if I'm going to do better than them. Are they going to do better than me? Secondly, how the interviewee thought process works towards me also matters to me. I think I take that very seriously when, if they don't smile at me or their body language changes when I answer the questions. It can be even my teacher. I just take it too seriously and I get worried that, okay, I think I did something wrong. And that continues to bother me, and my confidence again just goes off.
Right. So you tend to compare yourself with other
Yeah.
individuals as well, right? So one thing we're going to try is that we're going to try labeling.
Okay.
All right. So labeling is a way where we get to know that why you think in a particular way, or why something is happening.
Okay.
So it will bring clarity in your mind. For example, let's say that you're feeling sad. So I am feeling dash because of dash.
Okay, with the reason basically.
With the reason, yes.
Okay.
So you're going to label those thoughts, the days you felt sad, the days you felt angry, the days you felt happy maybe. And what are the things? What is the because? What is the why behind it? So when you circle those thoughts, or when you circle those emotions, you tend to label it that, okay, this particular day I felt that. And even when, let's say, you're comparing, I felt sad because I compared myself to this person, or this person was doing better than me. Then we'll get to know why we are comparing and what are the reasons that we are comparing as well. Right? Does that sound better to you?
Yeah, I think I'll try that.
Yeah. Right. So I will send you the emotional wheel, right? So we just talked about labeling.
Yeah.
And you can go through that as well.
What is the emotional wheel?
Right. So emotional wheel is basically, we have a number of emotions in that wheel.
Okay.
There are different types of emotions. So when you are writing it, when you're labeling your whys or your emotions, or why you're comparing, you just look into that wheel and you think about it and see which one is the one which is most appropriate to you right now.
Okay. Done.
Right? For example, it could be hunger, it could be frustration, it could be anger, sadness. So it will have a lot of emotions, and the one which you feel the most comfortable or you relate to the most, you choose that and you write that.
Okay, I will definitely try that.
Right?
Yeah.
And also, tell me more about how you feel in the interview process or in the interview round.
As in how I feel emotionally?
Yes. What are the thoughts going? What are your emotions going through during that time?
So, mainly it's the overthinking that keeps happening, where I continuously, there are a lot of questions that keep coming in saying, okay, what should I answer? Even if I know the answer, I just try to complicate it in my mind. And then, like I told, the pressure is always there, saying I have to give my best and I really can't mess it up. And a small change, I just take it too seriously and I blank out.
Right. And what is that you feel more emotionally? Like, do you feel nervousness, or do you feel that your hands are sweaty? Something in those lines?
Yeah, I don't know how to really tell it. Can I tell it in Kannada if you don't
Sure.
mind?
Yes.
ಓಕೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಾಗಿ ನಂಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ತಲೆನೋವುತ್ತೆ, ಕೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ನಡುಗುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಫುಲ್ ಓವರ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್, ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ರಿಯಲಿ I just start overthinking a lot. And about the frustration, I just start getting very irritated, where I don't see the people around me, I just start yelling at them. I get angry at myself as well as the others. So it's something like that I feel.
Right. So when you're feeling that way, I just mentioned to you about visualization and labeling as well. I want you to visualize as well.
Okay.
Right?
Does this even help me with the emotional and physical thoughts?
Right, yes.
Okay.
So when you're in that zone that you're already thinking positive, we tend to slow down, we tend to capture our breath as well, and altogether we think in a way that our mind is relaxed.
Correct.
So that one thing always stays with us is that when we are not relaxed before the interview, when we're in panic mode, our body doesn't get fully time to recover from it.
Yeah.
Right, we tend to mess it up in the interview because our body, our mind, our brain are not at rest. We're constantly thinking in a pattern, we're constantly thinking in a way, and somewhere we are manifesting in that sense that we will do bad.
Yeah.
Right, so I want you to do that in this particular session, and we'll come back in the next session and we will talk about more how we can handle and overcome your overthinking and your interview process and how we can better it. Is that okay if you do these two tasks?
Sure. I will definitely try visualization and labeling, like you mentioned. And I think I'll also try the emotional wheel that you told. And
Yes.
I think I'll get back to you if I really like the process and how
Yes,
is it
I'll
going.
send you the emotional wheel.
Sure.
And you can think of from that aspect that not necessarily that you have to use the emotional wheel. If you're certain about your emotions, then definitely you can write it down. But sometimes, when we don't know what emotion we are feeling, we tend to look at emotional wheel as well. It helps us better to just name our thoughts and emotion. And when it's written down, we tend to see it in a way that, okay, it's clear, we know something, and we are there and we need to work on it.
Okay. So even when, for example, like I mentioned, the thought of the interview makes me very irritated, tired, and I get very nervous. Can I use the emotional wheel to label those emotions as well?
Right, absolutely. You
Okay.
can label emotions for comparison when you're stressed, anything you feel in that sort. This is not some sort of journaling, I would say. This is some sort of like you're just knowing the whys. Journaling is where you write your mind, you write your thoughts, A to Z, what you felt in a week or in a day, right? But in that, we're trying to find out the whys and we're trying to label that.
Okay. So I'll just write this in a book or a sheet of paper and show it to you.
Yeah, you can type it down as well if it's comfortable for you.
Sure.
Otherwise, you can write it down as well.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll definitely try all this and get back to you in our next session.
No problem. Bye bye.
Thank you.